Thank you for listening to Lone Star Community Radio. This program was broadcasted and recorded live from the LSCR studios in downtown Conroe, Texas. Lone Star Community Radio is supported by listeners like you. Donate and sponsor today. For more information on getting involved with Lone Star Community Radio, contact us at lscrstudios@gmail.com or visit us online at www.irlonestar.com.
Welcome to Veterans Air, the Veterans Hour. I am your host, douglasb, and you can listen to us live the first Tuesday of every month here on your Lone Star Community Radio. You also can listen to past shows and archives every Tuesday at 10 a.m. on the station. As always, check us out on Facebook, YouTube, SoundCloud, iPod, or wherever you get your fine podcasts from. A little housekeeping before we get started today. As always, you can contact us through www.VeteransAir.us. You can leave us an email, leave us a message, or better yet, you can text us in studio on our Google phone, 936-344-3083. If you were watching the show or listening to the show last month, and I don't know why you wouldn't be, we talked about half-ass prepping and getting your hurricane box ready. To continue on with that, I have in the studio with me today Miss Tiffany
Nelson
from
I'm with Keep Us Fed, Montgomery County.
And Commander Kelly Glass from the VFW and Junior Vice Commander Marcey Phillips, also from the VFW, regulars on the show. We're going to talk to you today about relieving hunger and reducing food waste. Now, I don't know if you all know it or not, but there's currently a food drive going on right now. And this food drive is for Montgomery County because there's people out there that are hungry. Not me, because I brought cookies, but there are other people out there that are hungry. Tiffany, tell us about the food drive.
Sure. It's called Uniting to Combat Hunger. We're partnering with the VFW. Our local post is partnering. It's a matching grant where the national VFW is taking part in it. So basically any hour of service that they put in, any pound of food donated, or any dollar received will be matched by the VFW National for their local post.
Outstanding.
Yeah.
We're going to take all this stuff. I went to Sam's before I came over here because I heard about this. It was put out in the meeting, and I went, what, we got hungry people in Montgomery County? How is that possible? Mm-hmm. So I went and I got a carload full of food, and we're going to drop it off at the VFW, and Commander Kelly Glass is going to do something with that. And you take that and you report this donation to National.
Correct.
And they match that with food or with dollars spent?
With dollars.
Outstanding.
Absolutely.
So, listen to me, people, listen to me. If you're sitting out there and you're going, gee, I would really like to donate, but I don't know what to donate, and I don't have enough to donate. Look, here's the sad truth of the matter, is if you're hungry and someone gives you a can of Vienna sausages, no matter how much you loathe them, you're going to eat it.
That's right. You're going to eat them, Doug.
Unless you're my wife, because she will not eat Spam. She just doesn't understand.
I love Spam.
I was in the Army for decades, and it's like, of course you're eating Spam. And Ranger food on the stick, Slim Jims.
Yeah.
No, but seriously, anything is helpful.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
And what really is great about this partnering with the VFW 4709, which is my VFW post, and we do a lot in the county.
Yes,
we really do. That national VFW is going to grant, match that dollar for dollar.
Yep.
Dollar for dollar. So, when you're going over to HEB and you're picking up a loaf of bread, why don't you pick up a can of beans? Pick up a can of tuna fish. Pick up some Pop-Tarts, some oatmeal, some peanut butter and jelly. Drop it off at the VFW because National is going to match that dollar for dollar.
Yep.
So
Can I tell you a little bit about the problem
yes,
here in
yeah,
Montgomery
yes.
County?
Thank you,
Okay, that was great.
I'm sorry, am I crowning you, Benet? I'm sorry.
Sorry, we have a dog under the table.
Yes. Just a little bit about just what's going on in Montgomery County and in the nation. 1 in 6 in Montgomery County are considered food insecure. What food insecure is not necessarily what you think it would be. It's not a person that's sort of under the bridge, sleeping or asking for food. It's more of like the person that may have lost their job and is deciding whether or not they pay for their rent or they pay for food, or life-saving medicine or they pay for food. That's more of a food insecure person. I was a food insecure kid. My mom was a single mom. I had free and reduced lunches in school. I never knew it, but I was. So it's more prevalent than you think it is. But nationally, 25% of servicemen and women, active and in reserves, are relying on food bank and pantry donations to feed their families. So it's a real problem, and globally and nationally, and it's a real problem here in Montgomery County. I'm from Ohio, so driving throughout Montgomery County is a really large county, and you have the little bubbles of affluence, but then you have little bubbles of areas of need. And those are the places that we want to help. We want to get food to them. Keep Us Fed Montgomery County has 36 nonprofit partner recipients, and that's organizations that feed veterans, they feed homeless, they feed youth and foster children, they feed seniors, and then we also have food pantries. So the food that will come in for the VFW will then come through us, we'll weigh it, and then we'll disperse it and get it out to our nonprofit partners.
You mentioned that the difference between what people might consider food insecurity and what food insecurity truly is. Mm-hmm. Many, many years ago, many decades ago, I lost my job. Showed up, there were chains on the door, FBI people in the parking lot, and I'm like, oh wow, this isn't good.
Wow.
And we got to the point of whether or not we were going to pay the mortgage or whether we're going to eat that month. Mm-hmm. And some nice people got together and they showed up with a carload of food.
It's beautiful.
Which is important because when you're sitting there trying to figure out how are you going to keep a roof over the
What's
head
next?
and
Yeah.
feed your family, and you got $15 and you don't have anything else coming in,
Yep.
food becomes a very, very important
Sure.
thing in your life. Most of the time, for the average American, we don't think about it.
Yep.
We, pull into the gas and go, get a big gulp and a apple pie, and away we go down our merry way.
Absolutely.
America, when I was growing up, I'm 58 years old now, so I'm a bit older than y'all. You're just a
Not
baby
much.
age. When I was growing up, we learned in school that America was the breadbasket of the world. Mm-hmm. Recently, President Biden said that Russia and Ukraine were the number 1 and number 2 wheat producers in the world, and because of the war, we can expect food shortages here in America.
Yeah.
Food shortages in America. Do you remember last month's show? And I said half-ass prepping, and I told you about food shortages? Mm-hmm. This could be a result. You could have more people that coming to you soon than you've had before because of this.
Right.
So I want to go back to the food drive.
Okay, good.
What is it that you want?
Well, we're looking for a matching grant. So whether it's in service hours, food donated in pounds, or in dollars, it's a match for up to $5,000. So that's what we're looking for. We're looking for any non-perishable item, and anywhere from canned fruits and vegetables to Spam or Vienna sausages or whatever.
I did not get any Spam or Vienna sausages.
Oh, okay, then take it back. We'll take anything. I mean, as long as it's not expired, we'll take it, and our recipients will be happy to receive it.
Let me ask about bulk. In my last show, half-ass prepping, I did a little instruction of how to store long-term rice, flour, things of this nature. Because I believe that there will be a zombie apocalypse, and I want to be prepared for it.
Okay.
So half-ass prepping is the good way. I have not found guys, eat up, because I have not found a way how to store cookies for 30 years.
You can freeze them.
And put them in bread if they get too
Bread,
crispy.
freeze.
Really? Is that?
Yeah.
Because there's no such thing as a bad cookie.
But if they get way too crispy, put a piece of bread, the bread will get hard, the cookies will get soft.
Yeah.
Or you can freeze them. I don't know that 30 years in the freezer will do,
Yeah,
but the freezer works miracles.
Yeah.
Where was I going with this?
It's a good question.
Cookies will get you
okay,
sidetracked for
cookies, flour,
sure.
bulk food. So,
Feed them.
didn't know if you could take bulk,
Yeah, absolutely.
but
yeah.
I picked up like 25 pounds of rice, and I
Awesome.
figured, you can divvy that up, put that in a little baggie, and people will be happy.
Well, we'll probably just give the bag to one of our recipients, each bag. We don't really want to touch it or anything.
For example, Camp Valor. Love
Yes,
Camp Valor.
they're
and
one of our
they're one of your
partners. Absolutely.
And they're a great resource for us at the Post whenever we have a veteran in need of certain things that they provide. Camp Valor is a residential program.
It's new, yes.
it's-
Yeah, I gotta get them on the show.
They're great.
I reached out
They
to
are.
them, and I think they called Dick, and then Dick passed it to me, and I said when I get back in town,
I've
Okay,
got,
good.
I've got two different contacts
Yep,
there.
me
if you need
too.
them. And they are great guys,
They're
and they
awesome.
taught me about a new app that I love called Hi Hello. And I mean, they're awesome. But
Okay.
places like that, I mean, they're gonna take that 25 pounds of rice and they're gonna stretch that and make all kinds of meals for
Absolutely.
those guys.
That's the
And
great thing about
that's-
these residential facilities is they have some sort of cook in there that's like, okay, what am I getting today? And then let's just throw something together and utilize what we have. And that's something like us as regular people in our own kitchen, we have to work on. Like you kind of look through your refrigerator and you're like, oh, what am I making
I don't want that.
tonight?
I'll
Maybe I'll make
DoorDash.
some. Yeah, DoorDash. I have teenagers, so that happens a lot. But yeah, and that kind of segues into food waste and how where we come in, keep us fed. Montgomery County is, the problem. The problem is that there's 40% of food is estimated to be thrown away, and that is crazy. That is a crazy number.
I can say
Yet
that
people are
that's
still
true.
hungry.
In my day job, we have a client that's called Ara's Seafood and Steaks down in Corpus.
Mm-hmm.
And during the pandemic, all the restaurants were closed.
Yes.
So what she did is she said, okay, I need to keep my people working, so we're going to set up an outside kitchen, and we're just going to cook.
Yeah.
Because we have all this food. And anybody that's hungry in Corpus Christi just went by there and got food.
Yeah, that's great.
But there's so much waste, and what was explained to me is it's not waste from the cooking, it's waste because you can't do anything with it
Once
afterwards.
it's cooked. Yeah.
There's some sort of law or whatnot that says once you started preparing it, you can't use it for anything else, which
Okay.
is insane. I mean,
Yeah.
if she's cooking 50 steaks and only 20 people came by, those steaks have to go in the trash.
Actually, they don't. And please tell her that they don't or that she can call me. There's a law called the Good Samaritan Law that releases all liability for that. So that's what we do. We go into grocery stores, we go into restaurants, hotels, caterers, and we pick up their excess or surplus food. In the grocery stores, it's something like this thing of cookies that I don't know what the date is on this, but say you might have,
It's, let's see, since we just bought
yeah,
them,
right.
April 27th.
processed on the 12th
Okay.
and
So
have to
it's-
be eaten by the 17th.
Okay, so
So
today.
I don't want to eat them, but I
So
will.
we would probably get these today or tomorrow because they need to go in 2 more days. So we would get these, and then we do 15 or so pickups a day at lots of different Krogers that we partner with the food bank on our Kroger stores. We also do Whole Foods, we do Harvest Market, and various restaurants and hotels in the area. We will go in and rescue their food that they have that's set aside, that's surplus. That's the stuff that has a dent in it or a bruise, or it's the perishable food items that kind of go quickly. We go in and pick that up. Our volunteers go in. We have over 100 volunteers. They go into the stores, into the restaurants, and rescue and recover the food that was about to be thrown away, but it's still edible and still good. And we, within 30 minutes, get it to our recipient partner organizations.
Wow.
And that gets into their kitchen, and they cook it that day.
They're
and
pretty amazing.
They get really creative.
30 minutes?
Yeah, it's like grocery shopping. You go into the store, you load up your car, you weigh it, and you input it into our system, so we get the weights, and then it goes out to whichever partner we have on our schedule that gets picked up that day. We've been around since 2015, and we've recovered 4.6 million pounds of food at this point. We're getting close to 5 million, and it's very exciting, and we're going to have a big party when we do, but yeah, it's pretty incredible.
So now you see why we wanted to partner with them. We heard about them and we were like, dang, they have an awesome mission. And
thank you.
Yeah, we were like,
Thank you.
we
Yeah.
couldn't pick a better group to partner with.
Oh,
We're really
thank
excited
you.
about how you guys turn those types of foods around so quickly
Yeah,
to the
thank
people that
you.
need them. So
I do want to
pretty
put in
special.
that if Honor Cafe has any meals that Chef Oscar cooked that they can't sell, that you can just drop
Call
them
me.
off. I'll take them.
yeah, he's awesome.
He is. He's like the Michelangelo of the kitchen. I love his cooking. It's really good.
Okay, I'm going to have to go up there and tell him you said that.
Yeah.
Yeah, tell Chris I said that. He'll go.
Absolutely.
How
He's
do?
speechless, see?
I know, right? He doesn't know what to do now.
Well, yeah.
Yeah.
Sometimes I find a blank area in my brain and I'm enjoying it.
No, that's okay. You enjoy it. Take your time.
How does somebody contact you? They say, I got a pantry full of food. Just come get it. How do
Yeah.
they contact you?
I mean, if it's like 2 cans, it's really not worth us sending a volunteer to come out and get your 2 cans. That's where I would recommend sending it to the VFW's food drive. But you can go to our website, www.keepusfedmoco.org, and there's a contact button, and you can reach someone from Keep Us Fed there, and we can get back to you. We're always in need of volunteers, and our volunteers are our food rescuers, or our food rescue heroes is what we like to call them, as they go into the store, and like I said, it's basically like trick-or-treating. You kind of go around to all the departments, and they have food set aside for you. You load it in your car, you weigh it, and you get it. You know where you're going because you have a schedule, and you know that you're taking it to one of our partner recipients. You unload it, and it's a very tangible process because you get to see the food. You get to touch it. You get to don't touch the food. You get to see the food. You get to see, like, that looks perfectly edible. Like, there's nothing wrong with that at all whatsoever. Most of the food that we get is nutritious. We're about 85% nutritious and healthy food because it's mostly the perishable stuff. It's the cut up pineapple. It's the cut up watermelon. It's the,
Bruised
it's
apple.
yeah, exactly. So it's a pretty awesome job that I have and get to feed people.
This is amazing.
Thank you.
I did not know that you existed.
Oh,
I
well.
did not. And when Commander Glass put it out in the meeting, my brain went, the food bank?
Yeah,
Really? We have a food bank here in Montgomery County?
we do actually.
And I think that holds true for a lot of my listeners. We do a lot of interviews. We do a lot of organizations come in that help Montgomery County veterans and whatnot. There's just so many of them out there that we
Absolutely.
just don't know about.
Yes, that's the beautiful thing about our community is just everybody is out. They want to reach their arms around you and hug you and help. What do you need? How can I help? What can we do? Everyone's just out there willing to help. So we're happy to be a part of this community that does such amazing things for everyone, veterans and everyone else that just is in need.
A lot of people don't, people not associated with the military won't know that the lower enlisted, they have food insecurity. I know I was lower enlisted. And it just amazed me that I could be off on deployment and my wife would have to go to the local town's food bank to get food to live. People assume that because you're in the military is going to take care of you.
Yeah.
That's not entirely true.
Sorry.
There's a lot of assistance in
Yeah.
the military.
Well, think about this. Montgomery County has over 29,000 veterans. And with the 25%, excuse me, I'm talking.
Excuse me. I have
He's
a
like, they're
cookie.
about to expire.
Screaming.
They're expiring
They're
in
about
2
to
days. I've already
expire.
get started.
They're diabetic friendly too, by the way. Just so you know.
Sure. So with the 29,000, over 29,000, that's a 2019 number. With the 29,000 plus veterans in Montgomery County, if 25% of those are food insecure, that's over 7,000 people that need food right now, right here.
That's quick math,
That we're
Marcy.
making.
I'm impressed with that.
Thank you. So we're making a huge impact. We have the possibility of making a huge impact. So if we're looking for 5,000 pounds of food, that's only 1 pound of food.
That's
That doesn't
completely
even cover all
doable.
those veterans.
Yeah.
I mean,
And-
we're lacking.
Exactly. And with the food waste issue, it's not that the food isn't there. It's obviously, it's not an availability issue. It's more of a distribution issue. And that's sort of where we come in. And hopefully people will, when they're out shopping, they can pick up a little extra, or maybe they can just look through their pantry and say, I am never going to eat this 29 cans of tuna that I have in here, and I can see that it has an additional 4 months. So instead of letting it sit here for 4 months, maybe I'll turn it around and bring it up to the VFW.
And it's cool because that you guys come to pick up, because a lot of times we have things and we're like, how are we going to get this out? Who's going to volunteer
Yeah.
to help do this?
Absolutely.
And you guys come get it. So that is
Yeah.
That's huge because you guys have 100 volunteers, and we have, even though we have a ton of members, we really only have about 30 that show up
30
and
is still
really
good.
about.
Yeah.
You think we have that many show up to do things?
No, but not to do
Not
things.
to do
I was
things,
gonna say
Oh.
that show up, and then we have probably like way less that.
And if they're listening right now, you're going to say their name.
For the other ones, please come help us.
Do you hear this?
with an echo.
Hear me, hear me.
Okay, all you guys of the VFW that show up time and again to do things, and you know who you are.
Yes.
I want to tell you, thank you.
Thank you.
Yes.
I want to tell you, I
Amen.
am proud of you.
Oh,
We love you.
yes.
We're grateful.
Speaking of loving people, just for a second, I just want to say my boss today told me that I could put a box at the clinic. And
Are you
collect it.
serious?
That's
Oh,
huge.
that's
I wonder if anyone else would
amazing.
partner. Let us do that.
And what clinic is
I
that?
bet we
I
could.
bet we
Bear
could
Branch
find
Animal
some.
Hospital, corner of Woodlands Parkway and 2978.
Oh, yes.
That's a haul.
awesome. Well,
Well, you know, if I go past the VFW, I consider I've gone along this.
It's outside of your bubble.
so
But you go to Corpus Christi all the time.
so you
I
know,
know. My
somebody-
daughter's transporting me, so it's going to work okay.
somebody else that partnered with us similarly is Chris Sadler of Honor Cafe. So there's a box there.
Oh, great.
For people to drop off. So every time you go and you get that amazing queso bravo or tres leches, please drop off some cans.
Bring a can with you.
Yeah. Oh, and they just got a new menu, so check that out. This week, like
Okay,
for
good.
real, check it out.
Okay, good.
I would expect Chris to do that because, after all, Chris is a Marine.
And a member of our post.
There you go.
Chris, can you just cook some extra food and
Chris, we're
have
talking
it
to
available
you.
for
Right.
pickup?
If you haven't been to the Honor Cafe
can-
yet, go. And I'm just going to I'm just going to say
And take some canned goods with you.
sugar cookies.
Hopefully it's like
Go for the sugar
in the
cookies.
Gooey
building.
butter cookies and tres leches together.
The tres leches is good. I have not had the gooey.
They
ones
have
up
a strawberry tres leches coming out.
there. Chris, you're holding out on me, dude.
The chocolate's not as good as the regular, but I'm told the strawberry's the bomb.
Everybody look at the camera.
So as we're
Chris.
talking about food insecurity, and the rest of us are talking about being spoiled rotten with food from Honor Cafe, while you're
Right.
there spoiling yourself, please take some canned goods with you.
Yes.
Absolutely.
Don't feel bad or anything.
No, no,
about
no, not at all.
purchasing
You just-
dessert that
yeah.
others may not have. Don't
As,
feel bad.
as you eat your tres leches, think about those
That's what I'm saying, if they
7,000
make
plus.
some extra.
Yeah.
And y'all can come
Oh,
pick
we
up
can
the extra.
absolutely pick up the extra and weigh it and get it to our partners
Yes.
within 30 minutes.
Yeah,
Okay,
tres leches.
I got a couple of
Taste
things
as
here.
well.
I got a
Yeah,
couple of
yeah,
things
yeah.
here. If anyone knows me, they know that I will not give you a handout. I will
Okay.
give you a hand up,
Yes.
but I won't give you a handout. Food is just that. Think to yourself, have you ever been hungry? Think to yourself when you're on that 33-mile road march and your commander is lost and he's following railroad tracks and you haven't eaten like all day long and you're hungry and you're actually considering opening up that crackers from the MRE because you know what hunger is.
Yep.
Think back to that time. Do you want other people to have that same feeling? No. It's only a can of food. Donate something. Now, we know that we can take it down to the Honor Cafe and drop off some goods. We know we could take it over to, what's your clinic's name?
Bear Branch Animal Hospital.
Bear Branch Animal Hospital and drop it off there. And we know we can do it at the VFW. But the VFW is only open certain hours. So, Kelly, how do we, someone's going through their pantry and going, I'm going to donate this, comes to the box. When do they need to be at the VFW? What do they do?
So Monday through Thursday, we open at 4 p.m. Fridays, we open at noon. Saturdays, we open at 10. And Sundays, we open at noon. So after any one of those times, you can definitely drop things off to us. And we do have phone numbers on the door, so if you want to come before that, you can give us a call. And one of us can possibly meet you there, but it has to be before any of those times.
And there's an email. You
Yep.
can email event@vfw4709.org and send an email there. And I'm usually the one that gets those, so fair warning.
If you have something that you can't get delivered to us, let us know, because we can,
Yeah,
we've got the contacts, so.
And what's the
We can get to
VFW's
you.
phone number?
936-703-3316. and it probably won't get answered, to be honest.
Usually it goes to a
it-
voicemail and it will be answered after
Eventually,
that.
yes.
Yes, because there's a recording on the voicemail that explains a lot of stuff. So
Best way would be
Usually does it.
email, but if you happen to show up at the door, there are phone numbers for myself and a couple other folks.
I didn't know we opened at 10.
you can
On Saturday.
also
On Saturday, I didn't know
Facebook
that.
message. Just so you know, check out Facebook. You can Facebook message, and it's usually me that answers that. We're coming.
Yes.
And I'll be happy to come up there and meet folks
Yes.
whenever. Why am I swaying with you?
I don't know. I do this to keep his facial recognition and focus tracking
Oh, just
working
to
for him.
trip
Well,
it.
You know, one of the little things I do to help out around the station.
Yeah.
Right.
Hey, Dick, how
good.
much time do I have?
Plenty.
25 minutes.
Oh, plenty of time.
Yep.
So we know, I'm going to predict and say this without fear of being wrong, that the 5,000 is a done deal. Because this is
Well, not
Montgomery
yet,
County.
but it will be.
It will be.
Yes.
Montgomery County, the residents of Montgomery County are extremely generous.
Yes.
I've lived all over the world, literally all over the world. And I've been to every U.S. military installation in the country.
Sounds like a
Texas.
Navy SEAL creed going on over almost.
Sounds like what?
Did you hear whisper?
Been around the world.
Whisper?
And,
Navy?
Never mind. The
Navy?
I know you're not. I know you're not. But you almost started the Navy SEAL.
You might want to slide over
I
to
know.
the other side of the table.
I know. But he almost started. I've been around the world, and yeah. Okay.
Yeah, I haven't.
I
haven't done that equator thing that they do.
But, sorry.
I say that to say this: that when I got to Texas, and Texas was not my first choice. I'm here because
You're about to get some people come after you leave here.
No, I'm fully Texan now.
Okay, good.
I had a bumper sticker that says I wasn't
fully
born in
Texan.
Texas, but I got here as fast as I could. My friend Christy says, as soon as I get a John Deere, then I
Yeah.
can be considered Texas.
Then you're legit Texan.
I'm half Texas
John
now
Deere
because
is made where
because
I'm from.
I have a refrigerator in my garage,
Oh,
so
okay.
that makes me half Texan.
Yeah.
Okay.
Is that what makes us Texan?
Well, I had
That
one in
and John
Ohio
Deere.
in my garage.
Yeah, well,
I
Ohio's,
just have children. That's why there's a refrigerator in your garage. But here it's a whole other thing. Because here they use it for like deer meat, right? It's like a
Yes.
hunting thing.
So I have a freezer, an extra freezer, and an extra fridge.
Oh, wow.
And they're all full of pigs and deer.
Awesome. Yes.
It is true. I saw this, and I want to say it's Home Depot, but I may be wrong, where they had the freezers out and told you how many deer you can fit in each freezer.
Oh, really?
Can I donate
Really?
some of that?
Did you see? Did you hear
Like
that?
yeah.
Yeah,
I can.
absolutely.
Okay, sweet. Because I got a new pig coming in a month.
Oh.
So you're getting all the other pig.
okay.
It's still good.
Yeah, we do some with the FFA
Yeah,
group
you're
and
gonna
stuff.
get about a
Yeah.
quarter of a pig.
Okay.
It's coming.
I'd say if I had a big enough freezer, I would.
Yeah.
When I own a piece of property out here with a colleague of mine, and he was running it as a pocket farm for a long while, and he would do 2 cows every year, and one for me, my family, and one for him and his family, because he had this huge freezer. You could put like 10 or 15 human bodies in it. It was huge.
It's a little
Like your trunk.
suspicious.
Like my trunk, yeah.
I digress.
Do you drive a hearse? What is it?
Pretty
Nope.
much.
Okay. Almost.
We got on this kick to talk about.
I
I was
know.
talking about
I
Texas
know.
and how different it is from the rest of the country, and especially Montgomery County.
Yes.
The willingness of the residents to come out and help their neighbors is
Absolutely.
incredible.
Yes.
And I've seen it time and time again. When we had hurricanes, was trapped in my neighborhood.
Oh yeah.
Everybody's out on the street barbecuing up. I have my generator stoked up. Everybody's charging their phones. It's just amazing
Yeah.
how the communities will come together.
When you flooded this last time, oh, your neighborhood sucks.
But you came.
I know, but your neighborhood sucks.
Yes.
I hate that you had to go through that.
Yes.
Even talking about the hurricane, I mean, we saw that people bringing things to the post. I mean,
Yeah.
immediately.
We
People
had
were on
that
it. We
pod
had cooks.
set up
We
and,
had
ooh.
food going up.
And how many
everywhere.
thousands and thousands of meals did Boogie and Tim cook?
40,000?
It's
my
like
God.
amazing.
It was
It's crazy.
insane. I mean,
Wow.
we had people that donated cows.
It was
for us to
around
cook. I mean,
the clock.
Wow.
pretty much a whole
That's
cow came from
incredible.
up north
Yep.
for
Yeah.
them to cook. And
That's
yeah.
incredible.
That's why I say the $5,000 grant, that's a done deal. Montgomery County, I'm talking to you. Keep us fed, moco.org. Do what you can.
There's a link there, right?
Yep.
For us. So if you want
Absolutely,
to donate
to
in
the
our
whole-
name, you go there.
Exactly. There's a press release that we put out, and some papers have picked it up, and then the press release is on our website, and there's a link to it that will give you like the email if you have questions for the VFW, times that were suggested for drop-offs, and then there's a link where you can make a donation that will be matched by the VFW. Yeah.
Definitely get that press release to Dick because
I
he
will.
will get it out.
Okay. Good. I will.
That's a reason why with Lone Star Community Radio, as opposed to just doing internet radio, it's the way that the station is run.
Yeah.
The station isn't run to promote some businesses in Ohio that are the investors and whatnot.
Right.
This is for Montgomery County.
Local. Yeah. For our community. I love it.
And every time that I've put out Montgomery County, we need to do something for this organization or the other organization, they pull together and they do it.
Awesome. I love it.
Montgomery County, raise your right hand, place behind your head, pat yourself on the back. Good job. So you said that food waste was a problem, and your organization is sorry, Dick. Your organization is trying to help with that. In what way?
Well, by alleviating hunger and reducing food waste. So we go in and rescue and redistribute excess and surplus food from our food donor partners.
And I would assume that most of the restaurants that support us, the VFW, are already doing that. But if you're a restaurant, I strongly encourage you to contact Ms. Tiffany here and
Be
get
great.
set up.
Yeah, that'd be great. For sure.
Do you happen to know, since these are businesses and they're donating the food that would normally just get thrown away,
Yeah.
does that benefit them in some way?
The restaurants? It benefits them in knowing that they're not throwing their food away. Now, I would like to clarify though, it's not food that like you've served somebody and they've left half a steak. We don't take that.
Yeah, no.
We don't take that at all. I would like to just clarify that. We
Unless
take,
Oscar's cooking it, because I will eat that.
okay, but we take the stuff that's still in the back that didn't get served. We don't take things that people have touched.
Are you referring to like a tax write-off for the donation?
I don't know. It
Or-
may be or it may not be. I know that in Corpus Christi, my company that I work for that makes it possible for me to do this, they work in Corpus Christi, and they have some restaurants and whatnot that they work with. In that particular county, Nueces, there is an ordinance that if you do certain things for certain nonprofits, it helps them with their property taxes and things of that nature. I don't know if they have that up here or not. I never
I don't
looked.
think so.
I can look into it if it,
They're
knows,
passing
maybe.
some stop food waste legislation things that they've got in the works, but nothing here.
It still boggles my
Yeah.
mind that this is America and we have hungry people.
Exactly.
I mean, and as you said, we're not talking about the guy underneath the bridge.
Yeah.
We're talking about regular, everyday people.
Yeah.
I mean, they're going about doing the business, they're showing up for work, and they just don't make enough to make
Yeah.
ends meet. And I'm sorry, but it's going to get worse for you
Yep.
as a provider.
Yep.
There's people out there that were secure that this
And
month
something
they're
happened. Maybe they lost their job. Maybe they're furloughed. Maybe their car is needing fixed. I mean, there's so many people that you just don't realize it. I don't know that anybody.
It only takes one thing.
Yeah.
It only takes one thing, and it doesn't have to be the loss of a job.
Exactly. Yeah.
It can be an expensive medication.
Exactly.
Like your insurance changes, and that med that was $5 is now
now-
$500, and you have to
Exactly.
choose between that medication
Oh,
and
you're
that
talking
food.
about all those people that are on thyroid meds.
Exactly.
I love you, baby. I understand. No, that,
It is insulin.
I mean,
They,
yeah,
they're
insulin.
trying to help.
They're
stop
trying to help.
that, but
I mean, it went way down, and now it's back up. Supposedly, it's going to go down to 30
it's
$35.
like
right.
die or not.
Right. Or pay. Yeah.
My wife is on thyroid meds. $500.
Why?
$500.
Wow.
So, like I said, it doesn't have to be loss of job to become
Yeah.
food insecure. It only takes one thing.
Yep.
Well, I've got a veteran right now, too, that I'm trying to help with resources and things like that. They contact the VFW. I typically get all their information, try to hand them through resources. I've got one guy that just got an eviction notice. He's got, I think, 26 days left, and he's going to be on the street, and he's got 2 kids.
Wow.
He's like, my car broke down, and I had to take care of it, and now I have not been able to catch up. He was in a treatment facility, got out, was doing fantastic, and now he said it's so discouraging. I don't know what to do. And it's like it's a vicious cycle
It is.
that people go through, and it, like you said, it just takes one thing to
Yeah.
throw everything with that budget off kilter.
Yeah.
And you're hungry, you lose your house, you know.
And if
Did
we
you
can
happen
help
to
get that guy back on his feet and his family, I mean, that's what this is all about. Just helping someone like that and his kids. I mean, there's a lot of implications on kids that are hungry too. There's a
Right.
lot of things that kids can suffer. I mean, just from the embarrassment. I remember when I was a kid and I think it was like 2nd or 3rd grade, and I had free lunches. So that meant administrators had to come over your table and make sure that you ate half of what was on your plate. And we had those.
You got a little ticket. Everybody else is going on. You have to show up with this little ticket.
Right?
Yep.
And you had the plates that had it all sectioned. You had a little section of mashed potatoes here. We had lima beans in one
Ew.
section, and we had beets in another section. And to this day, I will never, ever eat lima beans and beets ever again, because they will stand over you and make you and watch you while you put that down.
If you put ketchup
didn't-
on lima beans,
It
it's
didn't
so
keep
much
it. It
better.
did not keep down ketchup.
You
That's
are
you know what?
so
I'm
weird.
gonna live the rest of my life
it
and
is.
never know that that's true.
Ketchup. I wouldn't eat them without ketchup on them.
I won't do it.
You are
It's a
so
whole
weird.
No, it got
I'll
me
do
to
psychological thing.
It
I
got
just
me
eat
to
'em.
eat the lima
do?
beans.
Yeah. I don't
Puke.
mind lima beans.
This is.
But we'll take them in our food drive, though. If you have one of them, there are plenty of people out there that love them. Beets too. Bring them on.
I only got stuff that I would eat.
Okay.
That's no Vienna
Okay.
sausage.
Yeah.
I shouldn't have said that. I'm going to show up to the
Now we're
post
gonna
one
get
day, and there's going to be like a big plate
I
of.
was
Giant
sitting here thinking next VPR, whenever we have food, I'm gonna get him a thing of Vienna
Vienna
sausages.
sausage.
No pizza for
Different
you.
flavors of them. I mean, there's barbecued ones, teriyaki ones.
Listen to
there's
Kelly.
all-
we should do a spam barbecue.
Oh man, spam and eggs is
Spam-barbecue.
amazing.
A spambacue. Wow.
No thanks though. I mean,
Don't
maybe
invite me.
Teddy
Probably
and
spam
Scott
cook-off.
cook it.
That's a new
That can be our
VFW
secret
event.
thing.
That
now that
you know,
it's
it
not
could be a
secret
fundraiser.
anymore.
Montgomery County.
Yep.
Yes.
I want you to stop.
Focus, Doug. Focus.
Yeah, sorry.
I am. I was gathering my thoughts. Montgomery County. I want you to stop and think for a moment. Think of how good you personally are going to feel by making a donation of food. Abraham Lincoln once said that there's no such thing as a truly altruistic motivation. That everybody has some reason why they do something. I believe that's true. And for most of us, we do something because it makes us feel good about ourselves, or we feel that we're committing, or that we're committing to something that you can believe in and you can stand for. Food is a basic necessity.
Yes.
I've gone on and on about rights and the Constitution on this show. And I said there's no such thing as a human right. But I will tell you, food is. Because without food, there is no life.
Yep.
You're sitting there and you're listening to this show right now. You have some food that you can give to somebody else and make them a little brighter. Think about yourself as a child when you got that special treat. How wonderful it tasted because it was special. You didn't always get it. Now think about the child that's never had something like that. And they have no prospect that there will. Just because food has become so expensive and such a scarcity in America today. That should not be.
Yep.
I don't ever want to hear that somebody has gone hungry, because this is America. We can feed ourselves. We're not Russia that has to celebrate that they had a wheat harvest. This is America. We can feed them. And all it takes is commitment from you and from me. So let's get this done. The food drive is going on until when?
Well, it goes now until the end of July or until funds are depleted. So we recommend and encourage you to get it in as soon as possible so we don't miss the,
The grant funding.
yes.
So listen to me. Everybody go to your cupboard, get something,
Right now.
bring it to we have 10 minutes? Go get something in the cupboard. Better yet, get 2 of something. Lima beans. Beets.
Bring the
Ketchup.
ketchup with the lima beans,
Bring your
please.
ketchup, right.
Bring it over to the VFW 4709. You know where it's out on Seaman Street, where the building with the big Huey helicopter.
Yes.
Huey helicopter up. I can't talk. I'm sorry. Hard time today. Go. I want to see the boxes there overflowing. We've done it before for clothes drives. This is even more important than a pair of socks. This is
You can't
some
live
kid
without
going
it.
hungry. That's right. You can't.
Yep.
You
It's
can't.
a
And I'm
basic
telling-
need.
Look, and when you're hungry, it's hard to focus.
It sure
extremely
is.
hard to
It's-
focus, yes.
These kids in school that are hungry, think about it. They always say before star testing and stuff, make sure you have a good
Very
breakfast.
good breakfast.
These kids need that good breakfast, lunch, and dinner every day. Otherwise, they don't learn what they need to for
Yeah.
this stupid test that's mandated anyway. Shouldn't be mandated.
do you really feel
but
about that?
anyway,
Exactly.
I digress. But these kids that are hungry aren't learning every day to their full potential.
Exactly.
Because they're listening to their stomach growl. They're totally distracted. They're tired. They don't have the energy level that they should. And it's not something that should be happening because it's something that's completely preventable.
Yeah, it's
something
unacceptable.
that
Yeah.
you, every single camera in here. It's something that you guys can help with, and it doesn't take that much. If everybody around here just gave $5, you know, think about how much you guys could purchase and
Yep.
and help out
Absolutely.
those residentials and the people at home.
Yeah. Thinking
It's,
of
it's not just the kids too, because the adults need it so they can focus to get their jobs to help
Absolutely.
themselves.
Yep.
and not,
Right.
you know.
I was
And
thinking of
we know we have members that are on Meals for Wheels.
Lots.
Yep, we
Lots.
partner with them as well. I was thinking of a YouTube or TikTok or something that went around over the pandemic when the schools were closed and the kids were all online. There showed a teacher that she had all of her students on a Zoom conference, and one of the kids just couldn't stay still. They were kind of moving and bopping around, and she'd ask a question he didn't know, and he just couldn't focus. And then after the class or whatever was over, everyone left the class, and she stayed on with the child and said, "What's going on with you? This is not how you're normally acting. What's going on?" And he said he hasn't eaten in 2 days, that they had no food. So you can see the effects of like what it is like when you're not eating. The child is just trying to learn. We're in a pandemic. Everybody's learning on their computers. The child is just trying to learn, but without that sustenance, without that nourishment, it just you can't focus.
Folks didn't think about those kids that were
Yeah.
already on the assistance and getting
Yeah.
fed
Yeah,
at school. They're
exactly.
not getting fed at home.
Because
still,
Exactly.
so-
they had the backpack program where these kids would get a backpack on Friday, go home with a backpack full of food,
Yeah,
and
that was
that way
nice.
the family would have food over the weekend, or at least the child, and it was nutritious.
Yeah, that was through the food
And
bank.
I really liked whenever I helped with that program and they got pudding packs. I was like, oh, yay!
Those
These
I
kids are-
liked, yes.
I was like, oh, I feel so good putting that in a backpack. But it's such a neat process that we were able to do that. But during the pandemic, you're right, these whole families were missing
Checked out, yeah.
all of that funding and everything.
I know. It's like when summer comes, I'm not used to preparing 3 meals a day for my children.
I don't. That's what
Where's the
cereal's
pudding
for.
packs? Bring those on.
We are almost out of time here. But before we go, I want to tell everyone out there that currently has food insecurities, don't be embarrassed. I have a lot of people that I know that go to the food pantry just to make ends meet. There's no embarrassment. There's no stigma against this. If you're hungry, do it. Contact them. And as always, if you find yourself overwhelmed and you can't do this, you know how to call me, 936-344-3083. If I don't answer, I'm indisposed, and I will make it happen for you because that's what I do. I want you to tune in next month. No, I have no idea what we're doing, but it's going to be something good.
It's going to be awesome.
Yeah, I'm going to see if I can't get an insurance broker in here to talk to us about what additional things you may require as you get older,
That's gonna
other
be
than
riveting.
the VA. I do a lot of interesting things. But this is. I'm closing out, right, Dick? Dick says I'm closing out. I'm over my time. You've been listening to Veterans Air, and tune us in Tuesdays at 10 a.m. on your local Lone Star Community Radio, and listen to us live the first Tuesday of every month. And as always, check us out on Facebook. I'm going to end this segment as I normally do with this riveting song from the Warrior Song Project. And as we're listening to this, I want you to remember our brothers and sisters in uniform that are standing today in harm's way to protect our liberties and our freedoms. If you are wearing the uniform, I want to tell you thank you. I want to tell you I am proud of you. And until next month, stay safe and stay vigilant.
Machine with a need to bleed you when the light goes green. Best believe I'm in the zone to be. From a yin to my yang to Z. Put a grin on my chin when you come to me. Cause I'll win, I'm a one of a kind, and I'll bring death to the place you're about to be. Another river of blood running under my feet. Forged in a fire lit long ago. Stand next to me, you'll never stand alone. I'm last to leave, but the first to go. Lord, make me dead before you make me old. I feed on the fear of the devil inside of the enemy faces in my sight. Aim with a hand, shoot with a mind, kill with a heart like Arctic ice. I am a soldier and I'm marching on. I am a soldier and I'm marching on. I am a warrior, this is my song. I am a warrior and this is my song. I bask in the glow of the rising war, lay waste to the ground of an enemy shore. Wade through the blood spilled on the floor, and if another one stands, I'll kill some more. Bullet in the breach and a fire in me, like a cigarette thrown to gasoline. If death don't bring you fear, I swear you'll fear these marching feet. Come to the nightmare, come to me. Deep down in the dark where the devil be. In the mall where the jaws and the razor teeth, where the brimstone burns and the angel weeps. Crawl to the gods of across your path, and my silhouette hangs like a body bag. Hope is a moment now long past. The shadow of death is the one I cast. I am a soldier and I'm marching on. I am a warrior and this is my song. My eyes are steel and my gaze is long. I cannot hear you. I am a warrior and this is my song.
We're not just going to shoot the bastard. We're going to cut out their living guts and use them to grease the treads of our tanks. We're going to murder